Storm Tracker Doppler Radar, sponsored by Homeland Bank. And now, exclusive Storm Tracker Doppler weather with meteorologist Chase Ward.
Conditions have really started to calm down across the Arklamis. It was a rather active night, especially that led up until midnight. But once we hit 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, most of those thunderstorms were kind of down to our southeast, and severe thunderstorm watch was allowed to expire. And really, all these storms we saw was more or less kind of just a high wind, hail type threat. It really wasn't anything tornadic, so there was some little bit of good news with that. Doppler radar, we're not really tracking anything ongoing across our area, as most of those storms have already moved far down to the southeast along the Florida Panhandle. But really, radar is just picking up some leftover moisture content from the south. Here's a look at the Tower Place tower camera in Monroe, where it feels relatively nice out there considering how it has been pretty much every day this week. It's not as warm nor muggy. We're at 66 degrees at the Monroe Airport. Winds are out of the north-northwest and dew points lower 60s. Now, we did pick up on a little bit of flash flooding in Ouachita Parish just to the south of I-20. They kind of stretch into Richland Parish as well. That was kind of one of the threats that we were kind of forecasting for with these thunderstorms. And of course, there were a couple of wind damage, some trees kind of fell over, and also some quarter-size hail reported right there along the Richland and Morehouse Parish border there. But back off to the west in Arklatex area, there were reports of hailstones about 2 inches and about 3 inches in diameter, which is about a little bit bigger than an egg. So definitely had some severe storms back off to the west, but like I said, nothing tornadic ever came out of these storms for the Arklamis. And we're kind of reaping the nice effect of the cooler air that's being filtered in the drier air as well. 66 degrees now is the temperature in Monticello, 63 from Camden to El Dorado, 64 now out in Ruston. And these dew points, you can notice how that dry air has already moved in across South Arkansas. They're in the mid-50s, and that dry air is just going to continue to push, and we'll be seeing some mid-50s for later on this afternoon as these skies really begin to clear. Now, for the bus stop forecast, we'll still have some leftover clouds this morning, but it won't feel too bad out there this afternoon. It won't feel bad at all. Still going to be warming up, though, to the lower 80s for our daytime highs. And honestly, Camden, Monticello, you guys will probably still hold out just in the upper 70s for your daytime highs. Looking down to the south, there's that cold front, and it's still sparking up severe weather across portions of Georgia and also parts of the Florida Panhandle, where they've already had multiple tornado warnings down that direction. But we're on the backside, the frontal boundary, and that cooler air will just kind of continue to move in, which is going to be impacting the weather pattern today and also through the start of the Mother's Day weekend. And the winds, they'll be breezy this afternoon, but they'll calm down overnight and as we go into tomorrow for Saturday. Now, we'll have another weak frontal boundary try to push in out of the northwest, and there might be a few rain chances possible across areas of East Texas where the winds might be able to wrap back around out of the south. There might be a spark up some thunderstorms in that direction, but not looking like it's going to be the case really for the Arklamis. We'll see some high pressure start to settle in, but we will see more chances of rain and thunderstorms with a series of disturbances that will start on Mother's Day next week. Pending high of 83 degrees for this afternoon. It's going to be tad breezy with northerly winds, but tonight winds kind of start calming down a little bit. We will fall to lower 60s with some clouds start rolling back in and a mixture of sun and clouds. For tomorrow, temperatures will be still staying in the lower 80s. Now, on Mother's Day, we'll have more chances of rain and thunderstorms through at least Monday, staying unsettled, and more unsettled weather throughout much of next week, Wednesday through Thursday. Daytime highs will stay lower to mid-80s and still try to call for any type of severe weather. Going to be kind of depending on how much rain we're expecting, because the atmosphere may not be able to recover once some of these rain and thunderstorms really kind of start just moving in, as dew points won't be as high as it has been this week. Lows will continue mid-60s.